Good morning and good afternoon. Welcome to another episode or another wacky Wednesday here on Before Coffee. We've got some news about all crazy sorts of stuff that's been going on, including about women being better because they menstruate. Yeah, that's a story. That's the one that's gotten me all, huh? I hope you're ready for some wacky and weird news. Let's go ahead and get into our headlines. Today on Before Coffee. EU court rules in favor of Supermacs in trademark dispute with McDonald over the Big Mac.
And other weird news, a New York magnet fisherman catches a safe full of soggy $100 bills.
Women perform better in cognitive tests when menstruating, study finds.
Algerian vlogger sentenced to 2 months in jail for hugging people, and we have the latest in the Gloucestershire cheese rolling race.
For culture, Maya Hawke is honest about her privilege. Why are other Nepo Babies so defensive? An opinion piece by Arwa Maudwi.
All those stories on Global Running Day, which is June 5th, 2024, and Before Coffee.
Let's go ahead and start with our first article here from the Irish Examiner by Paul Hosford. Irish fast food outlet Supermac has won a trademark against McDonald's in Europe. Why were they fighting over this? I'm not sure. The European Court of Justice on Wednesdays upheld a complaint from the Irish company around the use of the term Big Mac on poultry-based items. Oh, I see. These are not Big Macs. These are chicken burgers. A court ruled that McDonald's cannot use the term on its chicken burgers. The General Court found McDonald's has not provided genuine use with a continuous period of 5 years in the European Union in connection with certain goods and services. Supermac and McDonald's have long been involved in dispute regarding the EU trademark Big Mac. The trademark has been registered in McDonald's in 1996. In 2017, Supermac filed an application for revocation of that mark in relation to certain goods and services, arguing that the mark had not been put to genuine use in the European Union in connection with those goods and services within a continuous period of 5 years. I guess that's the law. You can't claim a trademark unless you actually use the trademark. The European Union Intellectual Property Office, EUIPO, partially upheld that application in 2019. An assessment found that the chain can only trademark it in relation to its chicken nuggets and on some sandwiches. In its judgment on Wednesday, the court partially annulled and altered the EUIPO's decision, further limiting the protection McDonald's has to use the trademark. The General Court holds McDonald's has not provided the contested mark and has been put to genuine use as regards the goods chicken sandwiches, the goods food prepared from poultry products, and the services rendered or associated with operating restaurants and other establishments or facilities engaged in providing food and drink prepared for consumption and for drive-through facilities preparation of carry-out foods. The court said that the evidence which was submitted by McDonald's does not provide any indication of the extent of the use of the mark in connection with those goods, in particular as regards to the volume of sales, the length of the period during which the mark was used, and the frequency of use. Consequently, the evidence taken into account by the EUIPO does not serve to prove that there has been genuine use of the contested mark in connection with those goods. Furthermore, the evidence submitted by McDonald's does not serve to prove the contested mark has been used in connection with services or associated with operating restaurants and other establishments or facilities engaged in providing food and drink prepared for consumption and drive-through facilities, preparation or carry-out foods. So, all that law mumbo jumbo, I believe, is trying to say they were trademarking the word Big Mac. Supermac, I guess, also wanted to use the word Big Mac because Mac is in their name. But they couldn't because of the trademark. So they looked for proof that McDonald's was not actually using Supermac accurately to portray an actual good and service that they provide in their stores. They just had the word and they were like, okay, you're using Big Mac for chicken sandwiches. Everyone knows a Big Mac is a burger made out of beef, right? You're not a chicken sandwich.
It's 2 all beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun.
Exactly. That's what people know as the Big Mac. So the fact that they've been using it in the EU for chicken sandwiches is not accurate, and hence they don't deserve to hold on to the copyright because they haven't actually been using it for what it's intended for. And that's my wacky and weird news, mostly because it's weird that people are fighting over being able to use the term Big Mac, but you can make a lot of money, I guess.
The real controversy at McDonald's. The real controversy is, why is the shake machine always broken? That's my thing. It's like, okay, the shake machine, that thing breaks. That thing's broken more than it's working.
Well,
but again, they're just lying.
I've worked in fast food, maybe not at McDonald's, but I've worked at like a Sonic, which has its own ice cream machine.
You gotta clean that
Usually
thing.
What happens is that either one, they just cleaned it out and they don't want to dirty it again because that means they have to clean it, or two, they don't clean it out, so it is actually broken because it needs to be repaired because it's full of buildup of all sorts of gunk. So,
well, it was
argument.
Well, my theory has always been they're engaging in this time-honored tradition known as lying. I don't know if anybody's heard of that. Like, yeah, your shake machine. And they always say it with like a grin, too. It's like, oh, it's 9 o'clock and it's accidentally broken for the evening. It'll be working in the morning. I'm sure it will, because you've already cleaned it and it's time to go home. That's exactly what you said. I assume that's what it was. It's never broken. I suppose there's cases where it is broken. But that second scenario you put forth is, they don't never clean it, so it broke. I suppose. But wouldn't that store just go to business, right? Your steaks taste like mold. Anyway, I would hope they got inspected. Cleaning it is a legitimate excuse to not want to make shakes, because I have to clean that fucking thing again. I make minimum wage. Screw you. You know? They're just saying, it's broken. Anyway. Works for me. At least they're telling a lie that's like a labor-saving lie and not some bullshit. He's going to poison you or something. Anyway, that's my little diatribe on water. McDonald's.
Get angry about the shakes.
Angry about the shakes. Big Mac. Copyrights are silly anyway. What if there's a guy named Big Mac? You know, it's Big Joe McDonald. We call him Big Mac.
That's trademarked.
Well, you can't. That's trademark. You gotta call him Big Micmac. What about McMansions? Anyway, all right. More weird news. We have a let's see. This is AP from Joseph B. Frederick and Karen Matthews. A New York magnet fisher catches safe full of soggy $100 bills, he says. I see these YouTube videos all the time. The guys with the magnets, right? They got nothing better to do with their time. Actually, they make money because they do pull up metal. I mean, scrap metal is worth money, especially iron.
Yep.
So once in a while, they'll catch a gun and they call the cops, right? And they always have a video of the cops coming out and going, "Oh, it's a gun." You know, some of the cops are like, "What are you doing? You're breaking the law." And they're like, "What?" A lot of the cops are grateful, and they're like, "Wow, that could be a missing murder weapon." And they're like, "Yeah,
and then there's the cops
give us
who are
a
like,
fucking reward."
"Oh no, now I have to do paperwork. What do you mean I have to do my job? Oh no, not my job. I'm here to get paid for doing nothing."
There's those guys in every job.
Paperwork. God.
Well, yeah, but usually it's just, wow, this is amazing. And they pose with pictures of the cops. They're all excited and shit. Okay, this is James Cain used a powerful magnet to fish all manner of junk from New York City waterways, which I'm sure are just teeming with junk, right? People just throw things in a river. Don't have to worry about it anymore. I'm sure you get that all over the Netherlands and all those canals. But he says the stacks of $100 bills he pulled from the safe were somewhere else, were something else entirely. Cain's girlfriend, Barbie Agostini, was recording last Friday as he pulled a slimy safe out of the lake in Flushing Meadows, Corona Park, famous as a location of the 1939 and 1964 World's Fairs, and extracted big bags of waterlogged, gunk-covered Benjamins from inside of it. "Oh, that's money," Cain said in the video of the discovery. "Oh, it is. Stacks of bills, dude. Oh my God, Augustini says the couple estimates the safe contained as much as $100,000, although the bills are partially decomposed and stuck together. The bills featured the 3D security ribbon that indicates recent vintage, but the safe bore no clues to a rightful owner. Kane and Agostini said they called the police to report their discovery and were told there was no evidence of a crime. Okay, somebody threw away a safe. That's weird. AP, that is a weird thing to be, right? AP Washington correspondent Sugar Magani reports magnet fisherman Jim Cade pulled quite a haul from New York City Lake. They gave it to us as is. I guess you call it finders keepers things, Kane said. The New York Police Department's Public Information Office said in the statement the value of authenticity of alleged currency could not be determined due to its severely disintegrated condition. Kane is far from the only magnet fisher who has made the mark in recent years. A magnet fisher found a human skull padlocked to an exercise dumbbell in New Orleans last month. That's not cool. Someone fishing in a creek in Georgia in April pulled up a rifle and some belongings of a couple who were killed 9 years ago.
Wow.
People who dabble in the hobby heave long ropes into the water attached to powerful magnets, some capable of staying latched to objects weighing 2,000 pounds. They drag the lines through the water and muck, hauling objects that would likely go unfound by a beachcomber with a metal detector. As magnet fishing videos rack up views on YouTube, skeptics grumble on Reddit that some of the finds must be fake. Kane may be lucky. They grumble that they must be fake. I'm not sure why, but I don't know. He's hauled up bicycles, guns, grenades, and jewelry from New York City waterways, promoting his exploits on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. I've seen and worked with other magnet fishers that can hit a spot for 3 months and they'll come along and throw the same magnet and find something that they've been trying to get the entire time, he said. Personally, I can't explain that. Several of Kane and Agostini's videos end with them calling the police to report they have recovered weapons, with the officers donning gloves to examine the finds and take them away as potential evidence. In one, they documented a police bomb squad arriving to take possession of an old grenade. In another, they called police to turn over the contents of a safe filled with credit cards. Kane, 41, said he and Agostini plan to take their soggy money to the Bureau of Engraving and Printing in Washington to redeem it, although he acknowledged some portion of the bills will be likely too damaged to recover. The pair have ideas for spending whatever they end up with, including a new vehicle and upgrades to the equipment they use to produce content. So $100,000, not exactly a big money score as it was, like, say, 50 years ago. But hey, keep you from working for a while, huh? There's your story on found money, literal found money in New York, in the water.
Making that cash.
But a recent safe, this is recent because they can tell by the money bands, right? Mm-hmm. It's recent. And nobody's reported it missing. The hell?
It's a mystery that hopefully will never be solved, because they might be coming back to ask for those that money back.
Maybe they're really stupid and thought, oh, this thing is watertight. They were wrong. It wasn't watertight. Okay. Dumb place to bury things. There's entire just plots and plots of land that you can bury stuff. Why would you put it underwater? It'll stay in good condition under dry land. I don't understand the water thing. But hey, good story. Interesting story. Don't have any more takes on it. You can see her look stupid for another couple of minutes, but hey, I'm done. That's my story.
Yeah, let's go ahead and go to my next story, which is about women supposedly being better at thinking just because they're menstruating. At least that's what a study finds here on The Guardian by Toby Thomas. Women make fewer mistakes and have better mental agility when on their period, despite feeling worse than any other time during their menstrual cycle, researchers suggest. The research, conducted by the UCL Institute of Sport, Exercise and Health, ICEH, found that women's reaction times, accuracy, and attention to detail were heightened while menstruating, challenging current hypotheses regarding how women perform in sports during their period. The study, published in the journal Neuropsychologia, involved the analysis data from 241 participants, including 96 who were male and 47 who were women, who were not regularly menstruating due to their contraception for comparative purpose, completing a battery of cognitive tests 2 weeks apart, and the collection of the reaction time and error data. Participants also recorded their moods and filled in a questionnaire regarding their symptoms, while period tracking apps were used to estimate which phase of their cycle the participants were in and when they took the test. The test covered reaction times, attention, ability to relate to visual information, anticipation of when something might happen, and were designed to mimic mental processes during sports. There was no group difference in the reaction times and accuracy between the male and female participants, but the women who regularly menstruated were found to have performed better during their period compared with any other phase of their menstrual cycle, displaying faster reaction times and making fewer errors. This is despite the participants reporting feeling worse during their period, believing this to have negatively affected their performance. So, what does that actually mean? That means that both men and women have the same exact reaction and accuracy. There's no difference there. But what is interesting is that when women were menstruating, their scores got better. Okay? So, you're not some superhuman because you're bleeding. You're just a little better. Dr. Flaminia Ronca, the lead author of the study from UCL Division of Surgery and Interventional Science and the ISEH, said finding that women's performance better during their period was surprising, and that this could change the way female athletes' performance was considered in relation to their menstrual cycle. She added, "What is surprising is that the participants' performance was better when they were on their period, which challenges what women and perhaps society more generally assume about their abilities at this particular time of the month. I hope that this will provide the basis for positive conversations between coaches and athletes about perceptions and performance. How we feel doesn't always reflect how we perform." Dr. Megan Lowry, the author of the study from UCL Surgery and Intervention Science and ICH, said, "There's a lot of anecdotal evidence from women that they might feel clumsy just before ovulation, for example, which is supported by our findings here. My hope is that if women understand how their brains and bodies change during the month, it will help them adapt." Are you feeling clumsy? You might be ovulating. Though there's a lot more research needed in this area, these findings are an important first step towards understanding how women's cognition affects their athletic performance at different points during their cycle, which will hopefully facilitate positive conversations between coaches, athletes around performance and well-being. Wait, so you're telling me when all those people were yelling, "We can't have a woman president, what if she gets on her period and hits somebody with a nuke?" It's actually the opposite. You should be worried when she's not on her period. She's actually more of a better president when she's on her period. Of course, famously, Clinton, I believe, was in menopause, so she was not having her period anymore. But these people don't use their brains. They just want to hate people. Professor Paul Burgess, a senior author of the study from UCL's Institute of Cognitive Neuroscience, said the idea for the study came from speaking to female footballers and their coaches. He said, "We created bespoke cognitive tests to try to mimic the demands made upon the brain at the points in the game where they were telling us that injuries and problems of timing occur at certain times of the menstrual cycle. As suggested by what the soccer players had told us, the data suggested that women who menstruate, whether they are athletes or not, do tend to vary in their performance at certain stages of the cycle. As a neuroscientist, I'm amazed that we don't already know more about this. I hope that our study will help motivate increasing interest in the vital aspect of sports medicine." Of course, we don't know anything about this. I mean, women's science is so far behind men's science that people didn't even know what a clitoris was. So let's not be surprised that they're finally discovering new things about the female body, which doesn't get enough attention.
And women don't know anything about the male body, so it goes both ways. And women don't know anything about male bodies, so it goes both ways. Anyway.
No, I'm not saying women and men don't know anything about each other. I'm saying scientists don't know anything about the women's bodies because
they don't study it as much.
Study
yeah, you're
women's
right.
bodies ever. They said that's not important.
Gotcha.
That sounds like a personal problem. We're gonna instead look at all the male issues because men were just more commonly studied in both dead bodies.
It's a moneymaker.
Alive bodies. That's just a fact.
Well,
of science history.
Once medicine became a moneymaker, Once medicine became a moneymaker, there's your moneymaker. Men have the money, treat their disease.
But that's my story.
That's what they do.
And I guess
Sorry.
don't feel so
Sorry
bad
for
when you're on a
interrupting.
period because you have better cognition.
Have you worked out your cheese puns? I don't have any menstruation puns, but cheese puns, there's plenty of those. All the cheese puns involve blood, apparently. You know, that's their all. Anyway. Well, it's a good sign that summer is here because the cheese races are on the way.
Cheese races.
The cheese wheel races, yeah. That's right. This is from theweek.com. Thousands slip in Gloucestershire. Shire? You gotta say that like, what's his name? The James Bond guy. Sean Connery. Gloucestershire. Oh, I grew up in Gloucestershire. Cheese rolling. Okay, tall tale. Story over. It's also, by the way, we'll get this on the what day it is today. Might as well bring it up now. I probably should have done it at the beginning. It is National Start Over Day, so I'm starting this over. So the wheel cheese story.
Amazing.
Thousands slip into Gloucestershire cheese rolling race. This is by Julia O'Driscoll of theweek.uk. Thousands of people headed to Gloucestershire for the annual cheese rolling races on Monday. The event, which is known to have taken place since at least 1826, sees competitors hurl themselves down Cooper's Hill near Gloucester. I don't know. Somebody English, tell me how to pronounce that. To chase a wheel of cheese, and with the first to grab it, name the winner. That's right. That's the entire fucking story? Wow. Sorry about that. Let's do another story. Apparently, the editor just decided the stories are only worth 5 seconds. That's a lot of pictures.
That is a lot.
Okay, let's go back. This year, the course was particularly slippery due to the recent wet weather, said the Associated Press, and local rugby club members assembled at the bottom of the course to catch tumbling participants. A defendant who was appearing virtually in court over the driving while disqualified charge. Oh, that's a completely different fucking story. That was it, man.
Really?
Sorry about the story, but I got another story. This is even better. It's even weirder. Algerian vlogger sentenced to 2 months in jail for hugging people on the street. This is from Oddity Central. You'll just click on their frickin' website for my next story too, right? An Algerian man who was recently convicted for indecent behavior and sentenced to 2 months behind bars for hugging people on the street. Random people on the street to spread peace and positivity. Mohammed Ramzi, a 30-something vlogger from Algeria, sparked outrage in his home country last summer by posting a TikTok video inspired by popular European vlogger who became famous for social experiments like hugging random people on the street. Only that kind of thing is apparently frowned upon in Algeria, as the footage sparked outrage and attracted condemnation from the general public. And not even Mohammed's apology could stop the imminent charges against him. Last year, court found him not guilty in all charges, but his case was then referred. Oh, they have double jeopardy in Algeria too. Not guilty, not good enough. We'll go to another case. But his case was then referred to the Algerian Judicial Council after prosecutors appealed the decision, and this time he was found guilty. Algeria, got too much time on your hands. You're prosecuting people twice for something like this. Prosecutors charged Ramzi with indecent behavior for his public hugging clip, and with display of indecency for another video that featured 2 girls wearing short skirts, one of which also had a tattoo. Oh my god, a tattoo! I have a tattoo! Ah! According to the court's decision, Mohammed Ramzi has to spend 2 months in jail and also pay a fine of 5 million dinars, which is $37,000. After his videos caused a huge uproar in Algeria, Mohammed Ramzi issued an apology, claiming that he had not meant to do is spread peace and love through his videos. Unfortunately, that did not appease his critics nor the judges. So there you go, folks. If you're in Algeria, if you find yourself there, I don't know, through a bad travel planning or something, Don't hug anyone. Don't touch them. Don't even look at women. Don't look at women. Don't even look at them, especially if they have a tattoo. They will arrest you, and even if they find you not guilty, they will go and try you again for hugging people. Hugging people is a crime in Algeria.
Personal space is protected.
Yeah, this is a service of the Algerian Tourist Department. You must come to Algeria. And do not touch us. Do not look at us. All right, there you go, Algeria. There's your tourist video. Nobody will ever go to your country for any reason. Thank you very much.
Some people don't want people coming to their country. So.
Okay, fine. That's what they get. You get nobody to work there. Nobody will work there in your country. You can just have people not touching each other. They don't care.
Yeah.
They're happy with their cloistered society of, women got to wear big black things over their heads or whatever. They're okay with that. Whatever that is. What a life. Having somebody tell you what to do all the time. Ooh. Sign me up for that.
Child.
All right, back to you. Yep. Like we're all children. We need some guy at a church telling us everything. Because what? God told them. God. Only God. Only him. He didn't tell you, buddy. He's special. Religions are bullshit. Anyway, back to you.
We found the big no button. Okay.
Well, yeah, exactly. Religion is bullshit.
Next, let's talk about.
Oh yeah, I did send your clip.
Yeah, I got it.
Your clip. Did you? Okay.
I've got it. Okay.
All right.
Next, let's talk about some kind of wacky weirdness that's going on in Hollywood and probably other places other than Hollywood, where Nepo babies act like they did everything by themselves and nobody ever helped them whatsoever. They did everything with their own hard work. When we all know, everyone on this planet knows, not a single one of us has done anything without one person's help. Whether it be our parent, a freaking animal making our day feel better, everyone needs community and everyone needs help. So why are certain Nepo babies so defensive? This is from Arwa Madawi. I said her name wrong during the headlines because I can't speak. But this is her opinion piece, but I probably will agree with some of it. Congratulations to the actor Maya Hawke, who has just done something few of her peers seem capable of. Acknowledge that one of the secrets of her success has been a little sprinkling of nepotism. The daughter of Ethan Hawke and Uma Thurman has always seemed to wear her privilege with a shrug, as a recent Guardian profile put it. But in a new interview with The Times, the Stranger Things star was even more frank about not deserving the life she has. Deserve is a complicated word, she said. There are so many people who deserve to have this kind of life who don't, but I think I'm comfortable with not deserving it and doing it anyway. She added, it's okay to be made fun of when you're a rarefied air. It's a lucky place to be. Yeah, just, don't take it so personally when someone's like, well, you're just a Nepo baby. You know what? You're right. I didn't do anything. It certainly is, and it's a shame more celebrity spawn seem to have such trouble admitting this. Ever since Nepo baby became a buzzword a couple years ago, celebrity children have gone deep into defense mode. They either refuse to talk about their head start in life, or they insist having an extremely rich and well-connected parent has somehow been a huge disadvantage. Last summer, for example, Rolling Stone asked the actor Ben Platt, son of successful Hollywood producer, how he felt about being New York Magazine's Nepo baby issue. We're going to skip right over that, Platt responded, before almost immediately ending the interview. Oh, wow. My feelings got hurt. Let me run away. Because there's nothing like throwing a tantrum to prove to the world that you are not, in fact, a sheltered little Nepo baby. Don't tell me I'm a Nepo baby. I'm not that. Gwyneth Paltrow, meanwhile, who comes from Hollywood royalty, has been happy to acknowledge that famous parents open doors for you. But she has also insisted that means you almost have to work twice as hard to be twice as good, which is debatable. Lily Allen and Lily Rose Depp have had also pushed back against the Nepo baby label and arguing that it's sexist and unfair in rather lily-livered response. Get it? Because their names are Lily Allen and Lily Rose Depp. Lily-livered. Might Hawke now start a new trend? Might Nepo babies finally realize honesty is the best policy and start admitting that they got a massive leg up in life? Somehow? I think we both think it's unlikely. But stranger things have happened. Wow, she just wanted to do a bunch of puns, didn't she? Let's see this Gwyneth Paltrow on People. This is from January 8th, 2023. Gwyneth Paltrow reacts to Hailey Bieber's Nepo Baby t-shirt. I might need a few of these, she said. Hailey Bieber is getting some love for the most recent headline-making fashion choice. The supermodel, 26, won over Gwyneth Paltrow in September 8th, when she stepped onto Los Angeles wearing a baby tee with the words Nepo Baby written across the front. The look was Bieber's contribution to the recent Nepo Baby discourse, which was boosted by New York Magazine's recent cover story that detailed a few familiar names within the entertainment industry. The comment section of the Instagram post in style that highlighted Bieber's look, Paltrow 50 implied that she'd even consider wearing one herself. Nepo Baby. Bieber's participation in the latest Nepo Baby talk comes as she's not only one model and founder of her own skincare brand, Rog, but also the wife and music superstar Justin Bieber and daughter of actor Stephen Baldwin, who introduced the pair at the Today Show in 2009 before they met years later. Paltrow, meanwhile, is the daughter of actress Blythe Danner and director Bruce Paltrow. Bieber hasn't probably shared any comment about being part of a famous family since a New York Magazine cover dropped back in 2022, but Bieber herself did speak in July 22 on her YouTube series, Who Is in My Bathroom. There, the pair discussed the concept of nepotism in Hollywood before the debate reached the height it is today. I love how people have to discuss nepotism like it hasn't been the primary way to get into Hollywood since the beginning of time. Ever. Hey, who should we have in this movie? Hey, I know this guy. Okay. That's nepotism, guys. It doesn't have to be your parents. It doesn't have to be your sister. It can be just, we should put him in this film. Why? Is he good? No, I just know him really well. Okay. That's nepotism. So people acting like nobody is...
It's visible nepotism.
Yeah, nobody's getting help from nepotism. I don't get it. Just admit it. Everyone needs a little nepotism in their life to get through life. So there's my short little rant on that.
You're focusing. Right. You're focusing on the entertainment business, right? Nepotism. But it exists everywhere else.
Yeah.
Right? Rich guy gets the CEO of a look at the Republican National Committee. Who's the chairman of the Republican National Committee? Don Jr.'s wife is the chairman of it, right?
Yeah.
She's a complete moron. She's a complete moron with that fish face or the fish lips. You know, the big old. She's had that work done that older people get, like 80-year-old women get done.
The Mar-a-Lago look. That's what they call it now. These days.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, the awful fish face look thing that women get done in their 50s and 60s. She's already had it done in her 30s. So she's got fish face for the rest of her. And she's the chairman of the Republican National Committee. And that's nepotism. And nepotism, again, is like, you don't even know it's there, right? There's people that are just ancillarily related to people, and they get jobs, and you don't even know about it, but it was nepotism.
Mm-hmm. Give this job to my cousin. Because he needs one, you know?
Yeah. Nicolas Cage's real last name is Nicholas Coppola, for instance. His dad is Francis Ford. His uncle is Francis Ford Coppola. You think he had some? You think changing his name changed the fact that everybody knew he was Francis Ford Coppola's nephew? No, they still knew, but he still had to be in Fast Times at Ridgemont High as just a guy working behind the counter because he was nobody. Anyway, nepotism. You're right. It exists, and unfortunately the actors in the world and the people that have no choice virtually in their lives because their parents were actors and they live a normal life. Actors go on sets, they go on location for 6 months at a time. These people, they're naturally going to become actors. Maybe they have it in their genetics to be an actor. And don't fault them for that. If they're good, they're good.
The idea
you know,
that
sometimes
if you're right-brained, you're more creative. So why wouldn't you do something creative?
You know who's a Nepo? You know who's a Nepo baby? LeBron James's kid. He's getting drafted in the NBA just because the team that thinks they're going to draft him or can sign LeBron James, and they're probably right. Giannis Antetokounmpo's brother, Giannis, Nepo Baby, even though he's older than Giannis, right? He's older. Yeah. But the only reason he's on the Milwaukee Bucks, the only reason he's in the NBA is because if he wasn't, Giannis would go play with his brother in another team, right? That's his mentor, his older, right? It's all over the place.
Yep.
Get over it, man. Everybody's related to somebody. You can't get here on your own.
I don't, and anyway. I'll be honest with you. I don't think it
I don't mean stop. You get over it.
I'm totally fine with nepotism existing because I don't think meritology is possible. I don't think humans can actually not only accurately but rightly give people the jobs they deserve because they work hard or they have great numbers or whatever thing you're using to measure the merit of someone's work. Don't think it's ever going to be accurate. I don't think humans are capable of it. So I'd rather just nepotism, just we accept it exists and just let it keep going.
Wasn't Jesus a Nepo baby? Just saying. Anyway. My least favorite Nepo of all time has got to be Hank Williams Jr. And Hank Williams Sr. was a genius, wrote thousands of songs, lots of standards, died young, but his son didn't have to become a musician, and he really can't sing, doesn't have any real talent, and most of his music is terrible. And he's also an awful human being. I mean, politics aside, anybody that's ever worked for him doesn't want to work for him ever again. He's the worst person to ever work for. And he's just a terrible person, Hank Williams Jr. He's a racist. He's a virulent racist. He's just a piece of crap. Hank Williams III is probably a drug addict, but he actually didn't really like that type of music. Anyway, that's a whole nother thing. Nepo Babies, let's move on. Hank Williams Jr. Yeah, right. Of course, one of your more famous Nepo Babies is Kobe Bryant. His dad was an NBA player, and he exceeded his father. But again, he was only going to be a basketball player. He's 6'6", right? I want to be a submarine captain. No, can't do it. Anyway, on this day in history, on June 5th, in the year 1723, social philosopher and political economist Adam Smith, a towering figure in history of economic thought, was baptized in Kirkcaldy, Fife, Scotland. Kirkcaldy, I think that's how you pronounce it. So Scotland invented economics. There you go. 1849, the absolute monarchy in Denmark was abolished and replaced by a new constitutional and established a constitutional monarchy with a parliament, as well as a freedom of the press, religious freedom, and the right to hold meetings and form associations. Ooh, that looks like American's little constitution. 1883, English economist, journalist, and financier John Maynard Keynes, best known for his revolutionary economic theories, his Keynesian economics, was on the causes of prolonged unemployment. He was born on this day in 1883. 1939, this day, Canadian politician Joe Clark was born. In 1979, he became the country's youngest prime minister. In 1944, in World War II, Allied forces entered Rome on this day. The day before D-Day, Allied forces entered Rome. 1947, in an address at Harvard University, U.S. Secretary of State George C. Marshall advanced the idea of the Marshall Plan, a European self-help program to be financed by the United States. Marshall Plan famously saved most of Europe from being part of the Soviet Union. A lot of people don't appreciate that, but that's what actually happened. Those economies were complete disarray because of, World War II is pretty bad.
There was no building to have an economy for, so.
Yeah. We bombed them back almost to the Stone Age. Bombed themselves, each other, I guess, right? It wasn't just us. It was Germany started it. 1968, while running for U.S. President, Robert F. Kennedy was fatally shot by Sirhan Sirhan, their ambassador to Los Angeles. He died the following day. So in this day in history, RFK was assassinated, and he died the following day. 1981, on this day, AIDS was reported for the first time following the detection of a rare form of pneumonia in 5 homosexual men in Los Angeles. Not 2004, American politician Ronald Reagan bought the farm at the age of 93. Oof. It pays to be rich. Get to live a long time. 2012 in this day, American author Ray Bradbury, whose greatest work was the dystopian classic Fahrenheit 451. Well, that's a matter of opinion. I don't know why they say narrowed it down to one thing he wrote. But anyway, he died at the age of 91. He wrote more than just Fahrenheit 451. Unfortunately, the biographers took a shortcut. Our featured event, 1967, was the start of the Six-Day War. Israel, amid rising tensions with Egypt, Syria, and Jordan, staged a preemptive air assault and soundly defeated those Arab countries, notably seizing the old city of Jerusalem and Gaza Strip before a ceasefire. They've had the Gaza Strip and they've been ruling it like a tyrant ever since. I shouldn't exaggerate, but it does seem like that. Anyway, our featured biography, Federico Garcia Lorca, Spanish writer, who was born on June 5th, 1898 in Fuente Vaquero, Spain, and died August 18th, 1936, or the 19th, also in Spain. Other featured biographies, John Maynard Keynes, Lorca, we did that. Laurie Anderson, American performance artist and author, born in 1947. Marky Mark's birthday, Mark Wahlberg, American actor and producer, born in 1971, and he's no longer known as Marky Mark. He's only known as an actor. That's interesting. He started out as Marky Mark in a Funky Bunch. Brother of, what's the other guy, Wahlberg, who was in New Kids on the Block. Neil Patrick Harris's birthday. He was born in 1973. What's Mark Wahlberg's name? Brother's name? Danny Wahlberg? Yeah, Danny Wahlberg. Yeah. Thought of it all by myself. Never mind. And what day is it today? It's several. For a Wednesday, it's quite fabulous. It is June 5th. It is National... Well, actually, it's Global Running Day. So if you feel like running all over the globe, get started. You got the whole day. Get going.
Yep.
It's National Moonshine Day, which was a couple of weeks ago, but they called it National Home Brew or some nonsense like that. It's National Hooch Day again, which is every other week apparently. National Gingerbread Day, so eat gingerbread with your hooch. National Veggie Burger Day. National Veggie Burger Day. Now, those aren't two separate things, and they're not a Big Mac. They're a vegetable made with a burger made with vegetables, and in this picture it's stacked with like hot chilies and stuff. I'm like, wow. Do you want a burger or you want a mouthful of hot chilies? Which one do you want? I'm not sure in this picture. Anyway, and it's National Ketchup Day, so you need some ketchup. Just pour it on your tongue after you eat all those hot chilies. It's National Start Over Day, which I mentioned earlier. National Start Over Day. So we're gonna, in honor of that, we're gonna start this show right over from the start. Ready? Go.
All right, let's start with our headlines.
Anyway, that's it for the days on June 5th. 2024 on before the cheese race. I don't know. Before moonshine.
Before moonshine.
Before moonshine.
Hey, it's never too early. That's what they say. This has been Allison here from the Netherlands. I hope you are having a good, wacky, and weird day. Remember, keep it weird because it's us weird people who keep the world more exciting and fun and worth living. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so we can get that subscriber number to 500, and of course get those watch
subscribe.
Watch all our videos. Watch yesterday's episode if you want some good news, because there was some good news yesterday. Next is our Thursday 13 episode on Thursday.
Ooh.
So we'll see you then. I hope you have a good morning, afternoon, or evening wherever you are. See ya next time, and here is your mic drop moment. We're still going.
None of this today.
Turn this up so I can hear it.
Your inconsistencies, your hypocrisy, your sycophancy, unless you are in a cult. And guys, I'm starting to think you're in a cult. That is your right.
I'm starting
but
to
it's
think
not
you're
your
in a cult.
responsibility. I promise you that's not what your constituents would want. So if you believe in states' rights, except when a jury in that state convicts your nominee for president, you might be in a cult. If you claim you back the blue but want to defund the police when the police go to your nominee's house to retrieve national security secrets, you might be in a cult. If you're supporting a guy whose felony convictions prevent him from getting a security clearance, you might be in a cult. And if the guy you're supporting for president has felony convictions that prevent him from going to Argentina, Australia, Brazil, Cambodia,
oh wow, he's banned
Canada,
from so many
Chile,
places.
China, Cuba, Dominican Republic, Egypt, Ethiopia,
wow.
Alphabetical order.
The guy telling him to shut up. All right, we got it.
Japan, Kenya, Macau.
Look at all the smiles.
Mexico, Morocco, Nepal, New Zealand.
Everybody's smiling.
Philippines, Singapore, South Africa, South Korea, Taiwan, Tanzania.
He's still going. Wow.
Ukraine, United Arab Emirates, and the UK.
The
You
gentleman
might
from
be in a cult.
Kentucky is recognized for 5.
Be sure to hit the like, subscribe, and notify buttons, and follow our other channels, Toxic Alley, History of Gravy, and Scratchy Old Records.